Little Miss Recap contains adult language and is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hey guys, welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we call me, I'm drunk, leave me alone, I'm drunk.
Oh God.
We call our boyfriend and he's loaded and he's drinking Absolute Blue and he's like, nom, nom, nom. I'm like, what is happening to this guy? Is he simultaneously being eaten by goats, but also like, I don't know, at a rock concert? What is happening?
Eaten by goats? That's where you went?
Because all you hear is
goats. Okay, this couple is not good, Amy. This is not a good situation.
Oh man, this is not good.
No.
Before we get into 90 Day UK, which is why we're all here, we have
Love it so much.
some announcements. Number one, there's going to be a little there's going to be a little co-host shuffle for a little bit. Steph is going to be taking some time off the pod. So Billy Foley from our group is going to be stepping in on McBee. So you'll be hearing that. Virgin River, I'm not sure yet. Stay tuned.
Okay.
We got one episode left. Stay tuned. I'm figuring out what to do about that. Okay.
I've never watched it, but we could put my mom on it. She's really into Virgin River. Podcast with my mom. She'd be like, huh?
I know.
What?
It'll be interesting to talk to Billy, though, and get a male perspective on McBee.
Yeah.
Also, Amanda and I, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, which is when it drops, you will be treated to our Seeking Sister Wife retrospective live tonight on YouTube at 8 o'clock.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to spend the entire day pulling clips tomorrow, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready when
I'm going to have to throw some makeup on the puss.
Ooh, should I throw some makeup on this little meatball?
I'm going to throw some makeup on the puss, as my mother would say.
I'll try.
Actually, my mother would say, I'm going to put on my face.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes.
We got the greatest review. I just have to call this person out.
Oh.
They said, atheist meatball from the Northeast here, and I feel seen.
Hi, atheist meatball. Join us. I'm not so meatball-like because I'm too tall to be a meatball, but I'm definitely an atheist and I'm real fluffy. So
there you go. There you go. So that's all the announcements, I think. Oh, I wanted to ask you, and I'll ask you just on air.
Sure.
Do we need to watch Ren Fair? The Ren Fair thing?
I think we might need to. I think we might need to. Like I put in Backdoor Friends, a very good friend of Todd's is deeply involved in the Renaissance Fair. Like owns a store at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair.
Of all of your friends, who has somebody who is deeply involved in the Renaissance Fair?
You would have picked Todd?
I would have said Amanda immediately.
Oh, so of all my friends. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So like Todd was messaging with them last night because I was like, this is coming. Ask and see what happens. Apparently the Ren Fair community thinks this guy is garbage.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there's a lot of, as you're probably not shocked, there's a lot of Ren Fair politics.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
In all of these communities, there's a lot of politics, a lot of drama, a lot of.
That's like saying, is there a lot of political maneuvering in an MFA program?
Right.
Fuck yes. Yes. Yeah, no.
We might have to talk about it.
I totally get this. I'm going to try an episode or two and see what I think about it.
Yeah,
It's going to be hard for me to watch with my dog in the room because there'll be horses, correct?
Oh, I believe so. Probably.
If not horses, there'll be some wandering dogs. I just imagine,
Is Arlo going to lose his shit?
No, Nellie will.
Oh, Nellie.
So I'll
Nellie
have to put her in the room. Yes. Okay. And let her just live with her shit breath in the room and just stare lovingly at me through the crack in the door.
Oh, Nellie.
So that will happen. So yeah, we'll check that out. What else? Anything else that we have coming up?
We're watching Your Fat Friend this week and recording. Have you watched it yet?
No. When are we recording that?
Friday.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We have a week. Sort of. Tuesday.
Okay.
That's my entertainment for tonight.
Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm so excited to watch that.
I am too. I feel like I feel like we might need 5 hours.
I know.
For recording. And I feel like we're going to have a lot of feels.
I know. As I wrote in the Facebook group, guys, Your Fat Friend is streaming only until June 17th or 19th, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
It is $15. I know that's a lot for people. It's a lot for me. I get it. Double unemployment sitch here. I get it. But, we'll cover it in a way that hopefully you won't have to watch it. I mean, I think it will augment your experience, obviously, if you do. But if you can't, that's fine.
And I want I want Aubrey Gordon to get as much
Me too.
positive
And I
attention as
tried,
possible.
I reached out to them. I'm like, when is it going to be on streaming?
Right.
Like for free? When, is it going to Netflix, HBO? I almost said NBC. What am I, 117?
It could go to NBC.
And
stranger things have happened, but
that won't happen.
It won't happen.
And they responded back and they were like, we don't have any plans right now. So I wanted to get it covered before it disappears.
Good.
So
good.
there it is. And that's it. That's it for now. Okay.
Let's do
you
this
want
thing.
to jump in?
Yes.
This was a good episode, Amanda. Thank you for making me watch this.
You're welcome. I'm telling you, never doubt me. I am never going to lead you astray.
No, you're not.
No.
So this is 90 Day UK, season 3, episode 4. You can't trust him.
No. That could be said about many of these people.
I know. Where do we want to start? Let's start with Nicole and Taher because it's boring.
Okay. It's boring. They're fine.
All right. So
they're boring.
They're fine. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're good for each other. Yeah. So she's heading to Egypt and she's really excited because she's essentially going to pick him up. Like she's going to go there. They're going to hang out. They're going to chill. He's going to come home with her. So Taher's in the airport and he's all excited to pick up Miss England, his wife.
He's cute.
He's cute.
He is cute.
His heart is racing. She arrives. They get to the hotel. She's real bummed that there's a swan and no rose petals.
Girl, this is 25. This is 25 showing up.
Yeah. It's fine.
That's what this is.
She appreciates that he's leaving his life to be with her. She seems to understand what that means. Mm-hmm. She understands the gravity of it. Like I was like, okay.
Look at you being a thoughtful human being.
She teaches him the middle finger.
Important.
And he doesn't like it. And she goes, babe, we use the middle finger a lot in England.
Get used to it because you're going to be using it too.
Yep. And he goes, women shouldn't curse. Women shouldn't use bad language. Taher wouldn't last 5 minutes with me.
I don't think Taher would enjoy us.
Hey, did you listen to me on criminality when I was over there?
I sure did.
I didn't curse.
I was very proud of you. That's hard.
I was stunned.
It's real hard.
Yeah. When Melissa was like, you know, is it okay if we don't curse? I'm like, I might need to shut my mic off.
Right. I mean, Melissa, that guy, like you just keep muting yourself every time you're cursing.
Well, and I didn't have my little.
Yeah, because you weren't on your board. Yeah.
But it was great. I was able to channel the same rage of Cody Brown without having to use profanity. So I got there. She got me there. All right. So now we see 48 hours earlier. Taher is chatting with his bros, and he's like, I'm very sad to leave all of you. And he tells the camera, and this is a good point. He says, I'll be starting a new life, but I'll never forget the life that I have. And I can't forget that life. And he's having doubts. He's like, I don't know.
This is a huge thing. I feel like we don't talk about this enough. What a huge thing it is for one person to leave. Not just, I mean, I moved 45 minutes away and I'm missing my Chinese restaurant. Like,
yes.
And I can go there anytime I want. I'm not leaving my country.
Right.
Nothing. It's huge. And for all the Americans, which I think it's much more on the some of these Brits are doing it too, is like, well, why wouldn't you want to be here?
Right.
It's so much better here. It's like Taher has a perfectly happy life in Egypt. Yeah. He's a happy person.
Yeah, he is.
He's only leaving because he fell in love with her.
Yep. So back in current time, Nicole's super excited for him to be on a plane for the first time, for him to be, where is she from? I don't know what part of Britain, but she's,
Torquay or something. It's someplace I've never heard
Torquay.
of. Yeah.
You're right. So he says, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to move. And she's like, look, we need to live together for our marriage. And now they're meeting they're at dinner with a friend and a wife. I didn't get their names. And the woman is not from a Muslim country. So she's talking about what it's been like to live in Egypt as a non-Muslim person and how she's had to cover up. And Nicole says, in my country, it's female empowerment, my body, and I do what I want.
Yep.
They talk about religion a little bit. He says, I'm really scared. I don't want to change my life and forget about my religion. Nicole tells the camera, everything is ready and booked. Like my family's waiting.
Right.
We have talked about this. Like this was the plan. So she does tell him, and he seems to feel a little better after this, that there is not a mosque where she is, but there is a large Islamic center and it's close to the house. And she wants him to go there as much as possible and feel like he has Islamic community around
I think she's
him.
trying to set him up for success.
Yes. And she says, I know this is a huge sacrifice for you. And he says, but you are more important than anything.
Okay. Well, there you go.
These two crazy kids might just make it. It's not going to be Mahmoud wandering the streets of LA.
No, it's not with one of Nicole's drunken friends trying to shove him into a car or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think of all the couples on this, these two have the best shot.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Except maybe Chicken and Louise, but
we haven't even seen them yet.
No. What UK has done in the past, and I don't know if they're going to do this now, is they like wrap up somebody's story and then bring in new couples halfway through the season.
Oh.
Okay. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
Is it like MILF Manor when they bring in new people and shakes everything up?
It's similar, but there's no Drunkle.
Oh, Drunkle. Drunkle's on. Did you watch the episode yet?
Not yet.
Okay, Drunkle is on his best behavior. He's fine. He's fine. He's not.
Damn.
He's not acting a fool, Drunkle.
Oh, I want him to be ridiculous.
Me too. Me too. But no, he's fine. But don't worry. There's a lot of ridiculousness.
Okay, good. I finally listened to the Mary Payne interview with Anthony and Joey yesterday.
Oh my God, how funny.
Oh my. Well, first of all, Joey like barely talks.
Well,
Paulie Walnut does all the talking.
Right. And if you have a father like Paulie Walnut, you're going to sit down.
I would shut up too. I kind of, no, I don't. In some ways, my father could be like that. And he's very outgoing and can capture a room.
And can dominate a conversation.
Yes.
I can be like that sometimes. I have to check myself.
You're
dominating the conversation.
Exactly. Other people might want to speak. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. And I think we need to go to their restaurant.
100% I'll go.
It looks really good. There's one in Brick and one in Neptune.
I looked at his Instagram. He totally has a longtime steady girlfriend.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, I believe so. He's cutting her out.
Okay.
Pictures, I think, because he's on MILF Manor.
Right.
I believe he does.
Okay. I like him.
Did you get some? I'm working over here.
Why were they sitting outside? He was such a.
I don't know. All right.
He lecturing him about sunscreen. I love that. That's her thing. She's very worried about people's sunscreen.
Let's go to Charlotte and Johan.
Oh, Amy.
I know. Nobody seems to know how to say this. Nobody's agreeing if it's because some people are saying it's Johan. Other people are saying, no, it's Johan.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to call him, I guess Johan is good. Because I guess the J is strong.
I don't know. That's what she says all the time. So I don't know.
Well, she says Johan. I'm not saying that.
No, we're not saying that.
So she's waiting and she's running out of patience. And you could see she's boiling mad. Where the fuck is he? Did he run off with someone else? Because if Timmy's 10 or 15 minutes late coming home,
he absolutely ran off with somebody else.
He has his dick in somebody else.
Same with Todd. Absolutely.
Is there any other explanation?
Has run off, never to be seen again.
You've run off to a motel to bang somebody else.
Mm-hmm. So or you're caught working. Who knows? Could go either way.
Right. So he shows up and he clearly came from work. He's still in his uniform.
Right. This guy works his ass off.
Yes, he does. Ugh. So they go out to the beach and they're holding hands and they're talking again about how much they love each other. And he's like, do you want to live here or in the UK? And she's like, the UK? Why? He's like, oh, okay. Okay, good idea. And then he says he needs more money to send to his mom and his grandmother, like $300 a month. And he says to her, okay. Well, he tells that to the camera, but he tells her, okay, I guess we'll go to England. And she's like, I want to raise my kids in England. You want a baby, don't you? And he's like, yes, I do. I want 5.
This baby obsession of hers is a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. And he's clearly not wanting that, not ready for this.
No, he's 21.
Okay.
Amy, he's 4 years older than your girls.
No. Don't give my girls 5 kids. No. But you know who's going to end up fucking raising them? Me.
You.
It's not happening. So they're heading to mom and little brother's house. And this is the first time that she's meeting his mom. And they look at the roof and mom's like, well, the men didn't do a great job. It still leaks. It's not a good situation. I mean, these people live in poverty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Charlotte is wonderful with his mother. Mm-hmm. She's like, do you need anything else? Because Charlotte, I think, understands.
Right.
For her to buy a stove or fix a roof is nothing.
It's nothing for her.
For these people,
listen to us both. We're like, bleh.
I know. For these people, it's everything.
It's everything. She can come up with 500 pounds in a heartbeat, and that will change their lives. Mm-hmm. And it's, good, bad, or indifferent. It just is what it is. And I think I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte. I think she's kind of a spoiled brat.
I agree, but
I think she's being very good to this family.
I think she's being very good to this family. We learned that mom has to have some surgery. She has to go to the doctor. And Johan is so grateful. He's like, this is very special. And if Charlotte loves me, she has to love my mom.
Mhm.
And she says, please tell your mother that even though you will be with me in the UK, we will come as often as we can on holiday to see them, and that we will look after them. Because she says to him, do we have to send your mother money? And he's like, yes.
Yeah. And she's like, okay, that's what we're doing then.
So now mom is talking about what a good son he is. And I have to say something here.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing parentifies a child quicker than poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy is parentified, which, I mean, when you think about our grandparents' generation.
Yes.
Like, my grandmother was an adult. She begged her mother in 8th grade to quit school to go get a job to bring in money for the family.
Can you imagine?
And she did it.
Yeah.
And she bought, the first thing she bought with her first paycheck was a round mirror for her mother. And I have it in my bedroom. It's like my most prized possession in the world.
Aww,
like,
I love that.
when we moved, I was like wrapping it in 75 blankets. Like, if anything happens to this mirror, I will like just jump off a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah. Was this Graham?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, that's poverty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you know somebody who's grown up poor or with any kind of food insecurity, rent insecurity, housing insecurity, like, the kids are parentified. So yes, Johan does have to think about his family and supporting them and raising them. And Charlotte doesn't have to think about that with her family.
Nope. They're fine.
But I love that
she's got her stepfather or father out there washing her Mercedes for her. Right. It's fine.
But I love that she respects and understands that about him. Seemingly.
We'll see what happens. Like, but thus far, she's showing up very well with this family.
Like, I think if they break up, or I mean, if they work out, I think that she will hold to her word to support this family.
I think so too.
I think there's other issues happening that will break them up. Yeah. But it won't be that she's, you know, she won't be like screaming, you know, I got to send money to your family. Like, it won't be that. It'll be you're sticking your dick in somebody if you're 5 minutes.
It's going to be her insecurity.
Yeah. Yep.
And the fact that he's probably going to stick his dick in someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So she's checking out wedding venues and she says she'll be getting married. Another thing, just real quick, while I'm on this tangent about poverty and parentification, is a lot of people, we don't realize what a privilege is to get married for love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of
people, that's a new concept.
Yes. A lot of people have to secure a situation, a financial arrangement, like, and that's very common in other countries and cultures.
I mean, we're watching it with Emily and Kobe, even though it's a non-issue because they're married, they have multiple children, they're fine. We're just doing some bullshit for the show. But like, this is there is an economic component to this marriage.
Yeah.
In ways that we as Americans just don't think about.
I agree. I just had those notes. I'm sorry. I had to go through them. Okay. So now we see her checking out wedding venues. And she'll be getting married in January, February, and she's all by herself. And she practices alone. Sad. And it's really sad.
Amy, this is so sad.
Do we think they will get married? I forget what we have in our predictions, but do we think? I have the predictions written down and we'll unveil them at the end of the
I
almost
think
at the end of the semester. Oh my God.
These are semesters. We're learning. Amy, this is the learning channel.
This is the learning.
We're learning things.
I thought about for a long time calling this podcast the learning channel ? But then I was like, what if I want to do shows that aren't on the learning channel?
Yeah. I think we said they weren't going to make it. I think they might get married. I'm not sure he's going to leave.
But what do we think about her in the trailer burning her wedding dress in a barrel?
I know.
Crying.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he did stick his dick in someone else real quick.
Maybe they got married and they stuck his dick in.
Yeah. I don't trust this guy to be faithful to her.
No.
He's a young fuckboy.
Speaking of young fuckboys, let's go to John and Sprite.
Okay, let's go to them.
Whoa.
I just love listening to everybody's reactions to Sprite.
I love Sprite. Sprite for president. Sprite 2024. You know what? I'd vote for that.
I'd vote for that too. He would whip us into shape real quick.
He would end our long national nightmare. Just Sprite 2024.
Whip us right into shape. Oh, I love him.
Okay, so
He's
they're back from
ridiculous.
Cornwall and they're settling into country life. And Sprite has gotten his luggage back, so he's feeling
Thank God.
a little better. Yep.
Not wearing his surfing clothes anymore.
We learned that John has been job searching and that he got an opportunity to guest work, to try out, if you will, at a restaurant that has 2 Michelin stars, which is a huge fucking deal.
Right. This is no fucking joke. This is the real.
God, speaking of,
yeah,
the bear comes back this month.
Yeah. You okay over there?
I have to add Jeremy Allen White to my vision board, or
yes,
whatever I call my twin flame board.
yes, your vision board.
But only when he's in the back alley,
right?
As bear, smoking.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where I need
looking about 3 steps away from a heroin overdose.
Yes.
Got it. That's when we're into him. That makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Makes perfect sense.
So John wants to be a celebrity chef. And he says,
I actually think he could be.
I think
he's charming as hell. I love him.
He says you know what he could do? He could teach housewives and house husbands and house people who are home all day with the kids how to just bake a cake and enjoy yourself. Like I remember Julia Child used to be on and would entertain our moms when they were house moms.
Yep.
And they'd just be like, because my mom stayed home with us. She didn't go to work until I was 8, maybe.
Okay. Got it.
So she was home with us and she would have cooking shows on and she'd be trying to cook. She never could. But I feel like he would fill that role.
Got it.
Because he's warm and fuzzy. And I feel like, although nobody can afford to stay home anymore with their kids. So I don't know who I'm fucking talking about. The 1%. I have no idea who stays home with their kids. I did.
Well, let's not even talk about the cost of childcare in this country.
Amanda.
Yes.
When I had the girls, I had them in daycare 3 days a week.
Okay.
This was 2006.
Okay.
It cost me almost $400 a week.
Yeah.
To put them in daycare. $400 a week. I was making $31,000 a year.
And see, that's where it really becomes the issue. It's like,
that's why I quit my job.
Right. At what point am I spending more money than I would staying home?
Yeah, that's when I quit my job. I was like, okay. And my parents, I say this all the time, they're young parents. So they weren't retired.
Right.
They couldn't watch my kids. They would have. My mother 100% would have. But she was working full time.
She'd work. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay. So John's going to be the Julia Child of the next generation is my
I support that.
Okay. He says, this is the dream. And I'm sure that Sprite will be proud of me. And Sprite says, this is so quiet around here. This is far from Bangkok. There's not boom, 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 boom. Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's go with the American photographer. Where's the whiskey? Give me some shots. Sprite, what's up? That's Sprite's typical night.
Right.
Okay.
We need to be sure when we do the live to use that because I feel like people need to see us dance because we dance every time.
I'll try. Okay.
We'll find a way.
So that's Sprite's usual night, but now it's more like, hey, Sprite.
Let's
do you
want a cake?
Sit on the I almost said lanai. They don't have lanai. Sit on the patio and have a tea? Do you want to watch me bake a cake? Sprite is not going to like this world.
Sprite is not happy here.
You can't contain Sprite. So Sprite says, what could make this better is money. Yes. And he hopes that John understands it and will get the job to support him, to better support him.
To keep him in the manner to which he hopes to become accustomed.
Now, I will tell you that I literally get excited when I see them in an angry hero shot together.
I do too. I'm like, they're going to fight.
Yes. I don't care if it's fake at this point.
They're so dramatic. I just love them.
I love it. So John,
what do you think Sprite's Christian name is?
Oh God.
I'm dying to know what his real name is. I don't think it's Sprite.
I don't think it's Sprite, but if it is,
that's
Mom
amazing.
Picked wisely.
She didn't. You never quite know the child you're going to get. She chose wisely.
Like I said, it could have been Puck. That would have worked just as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So now John's making a drop chocolate cake. Okay. As a former cake decorator.
Okay.
I rate this cake 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
He does not have a nice,
he doesn't have good piping,
solid base.
No.
I used to be able to spin those cakes and whip them around and just really get my icing it was like glass. It was so smooth.
Wow.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Most times I make a cake that looks like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
But you're not the next Julia Child.
No, I'm not.
No. So he's practicing for his trial shift tomorrow. And he's like, am I handsome in my chef outfit? And Sprite's like, you look like grandpa. And John's like, fuck off. And he says, I just want to impress Sprite because Sprite's famous.
Mm-hmm.
And Sprite is successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think John feels less than career-wise than Sprite.
I agree. Now, I'm not a great cook. I like to try, but I can't do it.
Okay.
So when Sprite asks him to put MSG in the cake, is that a thing? Because I never heard of that.
No, I don't think that's a thing that we do. Well, let's find out.
Can you put MSG in a cake?
Can you put MSG in a cake?
Amy and Amanda Google.
We are beginning to understand how MSG continues overall flavor. Adding MSG to chocolate cake and brownies at fairly low levels adds a characteristic savory note that makes the desserts taste richer with an increase in overall depth of flavor.
Okay.
There we go. We learned things.
Sprite is right.
Sprite is right.
Throw a little MSG in there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, half the people in the world can't eat it now.
Right.
People are allergic to MSG, supposedly.
So he tells the camera, John sucks. I'm like, okay.
Okay, that's a lot.
So
it was a little aggro.
At one point, John's like making the batter or something, or maybe the drip. So he's heating it. It's real hot. It's like lava. And Sprite is like, now I know how I could kill somebody. I could just grab that and throw it at them. Now, I would have been real worried if I was John at this point.
Why are we talking about killing people?
Like if I'm, slicing something with a big knife and Timmy picks up the knife and goes, I could stab this right through the heart of somebody.
Right. I don't feel good about that. Is there a reason we're bringing this up?
So John is trying to ice the cake and Sprite is just trolling him. He's like, it looks like shit. It looks like shit.
He's like right on top of him. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And John says, you're supposed to be encouraging me. And Sprite says, this is so great. I'm just training him to be top chef.
Right. He has to abuse him. So he's used to the abuse. So he'll be fine in a kitchen.
It's kind of like Basketball. Did you ever see that movie? Mm-hmm. Where they do the trolling of people so that they're ready when the other team is trolling them.
Yeah, absolutely.
The psych outs. So the cake is done and Sprite is like, no. You have more practice to do. And I'm not kidding. And I give this cake a 6 out of 10. And that's being generous. Okay. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. No, but let me ask you this. Even though I've given the cake a 6 out of 10, would I eat the entire cake in one sitting?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
So now it's the day of the trial shift. And John's stressed.
The trial. John killed somebody last night. Now he's on trial. No, not quite.
It is a trial by fire of sorts.
Of sorts, yeah.
So he's stressed and he's worried. And Sprite says, if you want to, Sprite's really supportive here.
This is such a weird relationship, Amy, because sometimes they want to kill each other and sometimes Sprite is super sweet. Like, I don't get it.
I think the wanting to kill each other is for the cameras. I think it's an act. And I'm here for it. Never stop.
No, I think when they fight mean.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I think they're actually fine.
Sprite tells the camera, I want John to get this job because it benefits me. I get it, dude. I get it.
Yeah. I'm not going to say for the last year I didn't want somebody in my life to get a job because it would benefit
Absolutely.
me.
I love when people get jobs and it benefits me.
Me too.
So Sprite says, if you want to grow, he's telling John, if you want to grow, you have to step outside your comfort zone. I believe in you. You could do it. I'm like, who is this?
When did motivational speaker Sprite enter the chat? Because I don't know what's happening.
He says, ambition is very attractive to me. And I told John if he gives up, I'll leave him. Okay. So now Sprite's home on the computer and he's hoping John gets the job. And we see John driving home. He's like, I didn't get the job.
No, he did not get the job.
And he's very stressed. He said it was quite stressful and I wasn't prepared. It was a really crazy high standards for this kitchen.
I'm sure.
And he's terrified to tell Sprite. Yeah.
I would be too. I don't think you ever want to give Sprite bad news.
No, I agree. Now, when he does tell Sprite, he has a slight smile. So I think this is all reenacted. Exactly. There's no way he didn't text Sprite and was like, this was a disaster.
This didn't go good.
No. So Sprite's like, see, with the foreknowledge, Sprite has had an opportunity to calm down.
Right. To be livid, and now he can be a person.
He was blivid, as Jake Anthony would say. Yes.
Yes.
So Sprite's like, it's okay. It's all right. You have to try to be successful. You have to fail a lot. And John's like, what?
Why are you being nice?
this is not what you told me over text. You told me to jump off a cliff, you motherfucker. Like, so now later, Sprite is cooking John dinner. He didn't wash the spinach. This happened to me one time. One of my daughters made soup with spinach in it. I have to whisper because I think they're out in the kitchen. And I could taste the grit.
The grit, yeah.
And I was like, did you not wash the spinach?
And she didn't know she needed. Why are your kids home?
School's done.
They're finished school?
School's out for summer.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. We're not finished until the end of next week.
We go back in early August, like middle of August, though.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay. So, basically, Sprite has to get up and wash the spinach in the meal that's already cooked. It's real weird.
Mm-hmm.
John says, is there anything you don't like that I do? And Sprite begins to list a ton of shit, including his apartment is monochrome. So I'm here for that.
I am too. I'm just here for. Can we have an entire show where Sprite just walks around reading people for filth?
I need it. I need it.
That would be amazing.
I want him to come here and read me for filth.
He just travels the world and just reads people for filth, tells them everything that's wrong with them.
Yeah.
And then we continue on.
I would
watch that.
I would pay to watch that. Okay. We ready for the main event?
Oh, God, Amy. Okay,
Sam and Allie. Woof.
Whoa.
Ali. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
This is not good.
Sam is 28. She's an office worker. Ali is 23. He's from Turkey and he's a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sam has a boring office job and so she loves to dance. To dance. And she's good at it. And she's been doing it her whole life. And she lives with her mom and she just loves living alone with mom. Loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote, is this a smothered situation or are we going to have a crossover?
Oh, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Can we have British smothered? Can you imagine that?
Oh, that'd be great. We would have, what's his name on it? What's his dick? Jamie.
Oh, yeah, Jamie and his crazy mom. I would like to see some of these people hobby horse a la Marion Brittany. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for Smothered to come back.
I know you love it. It's one of my favorites.
I love Smothered, and I can't wait for that, and I can't wait for Extreme Sisters to come back.
Well, we'll be covering them.
I know
whatever comes back.
If I have to sit on you to make you do it,
it'll happen. It's going to happen. You won't have to. Okay. So, Sam says her life is good. All she does is book flights to see her boyfriend, Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They met when she was on vacation in Turkey. He's a bartender, and we get footage. And I always reference the movie Cocktail when I see this kind of stuff.
Same.
We get some cocktail footage.
He's throwing shit around. He's putting
Who was
bottles
the guy
and
in
things.
Cocktail? It was Tom Cruise, my man.
Yes.
And
Brian. He was the guy who was also in Thornbirds. Because I don't know why we keep coming back to Thornbirds.
We do keep coming back. What was his name?
I'm getting it for us.
And who was the girl? There was a girl.
Brian Brown.
Mm-hmm.
The girl is Elizabeth Shue.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Remember that movie? Oh, God.
I didn't realize he's actually married to Rachel Ward.
Tom Cruise was so hot in that movie. I know. Go ahead. Throw your look of disgust at me.
God, I hate Tom Cruise so much.
I know. So do I.
This is really one of your fatal flaws.
The only one? I have several.
One of your fatal flaws.
If you didn't listen to Tess and I covering the Jinx over on the $8 and up Patreon tier, you missed Tess yesterday literally saying to me, What's wrong with you?
Bab! I suggested to Tess and Amy that they have an entire podcast where they just crank call people as Bob Durst.
I like somebody's suggestion that she just reads me the TV guide.
Yes.
And I say, hey, love it. I love that. I'm sad the Jinx is over.
I am too.
And Tess and I both said, how the fuck did we miss this cultural moment when it came out in season 1?
I don't know. I was dating the horrible guy that had like the multiple girlfriends and the whole 9 yards at that time when I canceled a trip to Florida with girlfriends to care for him with pancreatitis induced by his alcoholism. So, there's just a lot happening there. Whoa. That was good times. If anyone is friends with him, I'm sorry. But yeah, in his part of his convalescence, we watched The Jinx. While I'm pretty sure he was sexting his other girlfriend that I didn't know about.
I don't know what was happening at the time in my life. What was it, 2015?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were building our house. That
Okay.
explains it.
Okay. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Building this house, when I say we were building our house, it wasn't we hired builders.
No, Timmy
It
built
was
your house.
Timmy literally built the entire thing, plumbing, electrical, everything
It's
himself.
amazing to me.
So he would go to work, and he was working on highway bridges at the time. So he'd go to work and he'd, do highway bridge stuff all day. And then he would leave work, drive right up to the property here and work on the house. And so I was like a single mom to two 8-year-olds. It was
Good times.
And then, oh my God, guys, I was like literally maxing out every credit card I had to pay for stuff. I kept telling Timmy, it'll be okay. Once we get in the house, we will take out a mortgage and pay all this off. But in the meantime, I was like,
robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Doing the credit card shuffle, as I called it. And it was,
I mean, you had to buy faucets. Like, what are you going to do?
It was real tense.
I bet.
Real tense. Yeah.
I bet.
So that's what I was doing in 2015.
Not watching the Jinx.
No.
But you got to discover it now, which was great.
You know what I was listening to though at the time, because I'll never forget. I was painting all the doors in the house when I was listening to Serial. Serial had just come out.
Yes. Oh, yes. I was so obsessed.
I was
so obsessed.
I was too. Okay, back to the shit show. So
these two crazy kids who are clearly very in love.
Yes. So he's a bartender. We get the cocktail footage. She says, I was chilling at the bar and I got up to leave. And he's like, stop. Everyone, look, my angel on earth has arrived. And she's like, I didn't like it. And I got up and left. But like, then I came back.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't get the sense that a lot of people are that kind to Sam.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yep. So let's just talk about that. So Sam is a woman of size. As a woman of size, you're a woman of size. This is very common. I have mistaken kindness for love many times. Yeah, wrote a whole book.
And there's also there's also the thing that happens of people being nice to you, but in reality they're making fun of you, but you don't quite realize it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what he's doing to her.
Well, and her reaction of being called out and the attention drawn on her and her like being freaked out and leaving is how I would have reacted.
Me too. Like, why are you?
Like you're pointing me out. You're drawing attention to me. So that's why she took off at first.
Right. All I'm trying to do is disappear into the crowd and be like everybody else.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. 100%. And she's a beautiful girl. We're not saying she's not, but like this is definitely a thing when you've been a little bit of overweight. Definitely a thing. So he says she says they ended up hanging out and talking all night. Then she says we were inseparable, and we see a lot of footage of them hanging out. And
I spent a lot of time together.
Is he into her?
I can't tell.
Well, and then we realize he's not. But anyway.
He's not. But like
she says they were inseparable. She says she abandoned her mom, and she sat at the bar for 2 weeks. I'm like, that sounds like a great vacation.
I would enjoy that. I've done that before. It's called going to the islands. Yes.
And he was crying when she left, and I wrote he seems really into her. They've met 7 times. They've hung out 10 weeks in total. And she said she's saving to bring him to England.
Which 10 weeks in total for most relationships, not a long time. For these international relationships,
it's a lot.
It's a lot more time than a lot of these people have spent together.
Yeah. Hashtag never forget. Robert and Annie spent less than 24 hours together and got married.
8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours. Yeah. Because he had to take the cheap cruise to see her for 8 hours. And Michael can't get to America? Come on.
That was a good way when you think about it to see her.
Yeah. Yeah. To get on a cheap cruise.
Yep.
You didn't even have to have a passport.
No, that was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't really like him, but that was smart.
I agree. Mom is not happy. She's like, knowing your personality, this is going to be quite explosive. It's like, okay.
Okay, what does Mom know about Sam that we're not privy to quite yet?
The visa's expensive, and Sam has been working her ass off. And now in a joint confessional, Mom says all Ali talks about is the visa, and Sam tells her to crack on. Like, okay.
What do we think crack on means?
I don't know. Fuck off?
Maybe. Hold on. I'm looking up so many things today. Crack on meaning. Next thing is crack on side of mouth. What does crack on mean in slang? If you crack on with something, you continue doing it, especially with more effort than before or as quickly as possible. So that doesn't seem like
That
the
doesn't
right thing
sound
to
like
say.
the right thing. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know.
It had all the feeling
A
of
fuck
a
off.
fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So mom asks, have you sent him any money? And she's like, well, I left him a credit card. What? Oh God, this kind of shit gives me so much anxiety. I just heard a story this weekend. A friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, sold somebody a car, and the guy has the car, and it's still in our friend's name and our friend's insurance. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, this is the idea of somebody I don't know or
having the ability to impact me that way.
Yes.
Not good.
Nope. You guys know I've told you before how hard I had to crawl out of my credit card score hole.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to go back in it again.
Nope.
No. Okay. So mom says, I get why you're doing this, but please, as Matt Marr would say, get careful. Get careful. So later, Sam is calling Ali and he's not answering. Then he answers and he's drunk sleeping. And this is brilliant.
Everything. This guy is so out of it. It's amazing.
He's clearly drunk. Like I said,
apparently being eaten by goats.
He's being eaten by goats. He's like acting crazy. He's going, oh. He's like moaning. He's been drinking Absolute Blue. And she's like, where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from? That's from Duty Free. And I never brought it from you. He's like, whoa. Like he's just, is an exorcism being performed on him? I'm not sure what's happening.
This might be the devil. Marlena Days of Our Lives style being like extracted from him after 17 exorcisms.
He says, you're eating my brain. And then he's going, hello. I'm like, I'm here for this guy. Only
because we've all been that. We have all been that stupid drunk where we can't even speak right. And you're like, what is happening?
Yeah. Yep. So now we see Ali. He's 23. He lives in Turkey. We get some more cocktail action.
Sure.
He says, I am 1,000% a playboy. It's a game. He says, I see my target. I calculate my target. I understand everything. I have my report. Whoa.
Is this evidence report? Whoa. Like, what's happening?
Does he have like a book? Does he
write up an official? Does he have a book like Sarper? Does he have an official report on every woman? Is it like a binder, like the binder I used to do where I'd stick recipes in those plastic sheets? Is it like that?
Or like Mitt Romney's binder full of women?
Could be like Mitt Romney's binder full of women.
I wonder if it's a ledger like Sarper has.
Where he puts little X's for how many people he's fucked that day.
So they hug me.
They're both in Turkey.
We're going to see him again.
They're both in Turkey.
Yeah. We're going to see Sarper again.
I know.
Are you ready for it? Okay.
Yeah, we'll
so he goes, they hug me. They kiss me. They give me your number. And then he's running through all his cheeky pickup lines, as he calls them. He lives in the hotel and he likes to play video games. Meh.
He's and 23, he says, of course he does.
He says, I love gaming. And when I come to the UK, I want to be a professional gamer. Now, let me ask you a question. Your stepson is what, 15, 16? Is gamer?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
We are constantly playing some game of some sort. I know there's some...
Don't even try it, Amanda. You're not going to be able to...
I was going to say Fast Times at Freddy's, but that's not right. No.
Oh, you're not wrong. There is a game
there's
like
Freddy.
That.
Yeah,
yes,
it's Five Nights at Freddy's. That's what it is. Not Fast Times. Okay. It's like Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I saw... This is what we do for each other. I saw you kind of trying to wade into the territory of telling me what game titles are. I'm like, don't do it, Amanda. Don't do it. Don't go there. It's going to be another Brandy Melville situation.
I just love the fact that people are like, no, Amanda, no, she's not a housewife because she's not a person.
This is going to be another milkshake. We can't do it.
Some of my best moments are when I do this, though.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I just go right with you because I just follow you blindly. Yes.
Fast Times at Freddy's.
So my daughters, one likes to game a little more than the other. The other one could give a shit. She wants to be out vaping and driving around.
Okay.
My other daughter, she prefers to lay in her bed and play Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
Real big on the Minecraft.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We Minecraft. Minecraft is not something we're into anymore.
Minecraft reminds me of, I was obsessed with Legos. As a teenager. I brought my Legos to college.
Wow.
Let that sit there for a minute. So your new roommate comes in, okay? Hi, I'm Amy. How are you? And I come in, I got 2 VCRs because I had to record all my soaps.
and a bin of Legos.
Bin of Legos. And like a bunch of cult books. You're
This
probably
is-
like,
This is Madeline with the Rubik's Cube and the large unicorn happening.
Well, what I used
And you were also that age, so it makes sense.
What I used to do is I like loved building different types of houses. I was obsessed with building houses.
Well, then
That's
look
what
who
I
you're
would do.
married to. It was meant to be.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Even in college, it was like something that just took my stress away or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's like knitting. It's just something to keep your fingers busy and your brain busy in a different way.
Even now, I could break out a good Lego right now.
Let's do
Guys,
Legos.
come at us if you're a grown person playing with Legos.
It happens.
Yeah,
it happens. I want to get one of those. They have a whole series now of pieces of art that you can make as Legos.
Yes. Yeah.
They're really expensive.
They have
but I
the
would like to do
architecture ones too that are really expensive.
They have a falling water one, which I've wanted for forever.
Yeah. Yep. That'd be a good one.
It's like $500.
Did you ever see the Lego expedition in Manhattan? That guy that does like the guy with the opening of the chest?
No, it's back in Philadelphia.
I saw it. It's great.
We saw a billboard for it the other day, and Todd was asking his son, "Do you remember going to see that?" And he was like, like lifts his face up from the phone for 3 seconds and grunts, and then goes back to his phone, as you do when you're 15. But I was like, that would be really cool to go to.
It was great. I loved it. I went to that the same night I saw Drunk Shakespeare.
Oh, okay.
Which I highly recommend for anybody who's going to be in New York. Go see it.
Yeah.
They were doing, they get drunk and they perform a Shakespeare play. The night I saw them, they were doing Macbeth, which was fantastic.
Okay. Great.
And the one guy walks around with an acoustic guitar and he was playing one of my favorite songs of all time, which is Creep by Radiohead.
Okay.
When they broke out in Creep, I almost hit the floor. Like, what is happening right now? Shakespeare, Creep.
It's all happening together.
I was like, I just slid right off
my chair. My whole life for this moment.
Yes. But it's great. You're like in a pit. It's like modeled after the Shakespeare Theater. It's real cool. Real cool. And it's like inexpensive. I think the tickets are like $30 or $40.
I was going to go, a woman I work with, who's like my client, but we've become friends. She lives in Toronto and her best friend lives in New York, and she was going to be there for the weekend. And she's
Is
like,
she
"You want to go to this?" No, she's not a MILF.
Sorry. Okay, go on.
No, she's like 30.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. She's adorable, but not a MILF. She just trekked to base camp in Nepal on Everest.
Oh,
right?
Oh, okay.
Apparently altitude sickness, no joke. Anyway, we were going to go see that, but like we could only go on a Sunday night. And I was like, I don't really want to stay in this city because it was going to end at like 11 and it was too late.
It's so great. Maybe one of these weekends we'll go.
Okay.
I'll meet you
I'll
there.
do that.
Because it's so great. And they change the play up like every couple weeks.
Okay. So it's not
so like I would love to see Hamlet. I would love to see Taming of the Shrew with Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Can we do that?
No.
Okay. All right.
They're both dead. I hate to break it to you.
Okay. I'm going to go on the 10 things I hate about you rant in a minute. So I'm going to stop.
Oh, I love that movie.
Back to the show. Right. Because
do we love that movie?
Taming of the Shrew. Yes. And
Heath Ledger's
in it and he's amazing.
I was like, wait a minute. Why do we have to rant about it? Okay. We're ranting in a positive way.
We love it. We love it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
So let's go back to Ali and his gaming.
You can't get me on the Shakespeare thing.
I know,
just
I'm
gotta,
back.
Okay.
Pulling you back.
So he's gaming and he says when he goes to the UK, he wants to be a professional gamer.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I know many people who would like to do that. You know who does that? Like next to nobody.
Next to nobody, correct.
Yeah.
So he says he always had his sights set on marrying abroad because he's bored in Turkey.
Oh, God.
He says, so many of my friends go to the UK and they get rich and I will be rich. Now we meet some of his bros and he says they're all jealous because they want a British woman too. And he's like, I'll hook you up, guys. Don't worry. I'll hook you up. Now he says, they ask him about Sam. How's Sam? How's the relationship? And he says, well, there's too much talking, calling, headache, worrying, frosty, jealous. Okay. He tells the camera, British women are always overthinking, wondering where I am, what I'm doing. And he's like making the chokehold.
Right.
I'm choking. Universal sign for I'm choking.
Okay. Yes.
And he tells one of his bros, like, she's like a detective and she spies at the hotel. And he says, I'm just excited to become a UK millionaire. Okay. Later, Sam meets up with Nicola.
I always want to say it that way, too. I like those ads. Ricola.
Yeah. Nicola says she was with the Turkish man for 6 years and it didn't go good.
No. I like how in almost all these stories we have the friend who's done the same thing
and
and
like,
hated it.
Yeah. It was a lot of money. And Sam is like, well, Ali loves me for me. And Nicola says, here's what you need to do. You need to flip the script. And you need to tell him, you know what, babe? I'm coming to Turkey.
Yep. See what he
says. She's like, and you can see the wheels turning. She's going to do it. And I'm here to see this reaction.
Because it ain't going to be good.
Because if he's a smart con man, like,
he'll be like, yeah, sure.
He should be like, yes, and call her bluff.
Right.
So,
or be like, honey, I would love that, but I know that you're going to have many more rights and opportunities in England than you would in Turkey. Like, he could flip it around real quick to make it seem like he supports it.
Yes.
But getting out of it.
And let me be real clear about something. There's a big difference between this guy and like a Johan who, Johan wants a better opportunity to support his family. So far, that's what we think.
Right.
This guy has no intention of supporting his family.
No, he's a scammer.
No.
He's a total scammer.
He's like a Asin, Nicole and Asin. Like, Asin, what was happening, Amanda?
What happened to the makeup store? Let's talk about this. What happened to the makeup store?
I don't know. There was no makeup store. You know this.
Oh, I know this.
But you're saying, why did they try to create a makeup store?
Yes. Like, of all the things and...
Of all the things. It's so fucking weird.
And was there any point at which
Nicole thought it was real?
Thought there really was a makeup store?
Or was it Nicole's idea?
Right. Was there any point at which they actually looked at a property?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. God, I loved that season.
Oh my God. Nicole is one of my favorites of all time.
Her hiking up that desert, the sand dune, I'll never forget it.
Hurry up, lazy.
Hashtag never forget. And my kids did tell me nobody says hashtag anymore. I'm still saying it. Or no, it was Ace and Caitlin who told us that.
Caitlin.
Yes.
Them.
Yeah. No.
They don't know things. They have 2 babies. They
don't
know anything anymore.
They don't know anything 2 under 1.
That's right. 2 under 7 months.
By the way, guys, I hope you enjoyed our murder club with them.
Yes, that dropped today.
Oh God, 3 whole wonder. I love recording with them so much.
They're so fun.
We do have to get a July murder club on the books with them. I believe we talked about Chris Watts, but I don't know how we're gonna make that funny.
I don't know how we're gonna make that funny either. I mean, unless we just go off on her MLM shit.
I told you I'm real. I can't do kids. You know what I mean? It's yeah. Okay, so Nicole says, or Nicola, I'm sorry, says, you need to say you're moving there, see what happens. She says, I guarantee this will be dead in the water if, she tells the camera, this will be dead in the water if Sam does this. So that's where we leave them. So now we have a next time on, right? We got everybody.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, next time on. Jamie could be cheating again. We're not sure. Unclear.
I hate him.
We meet Tony and Louie. They're not Italian, but I just, you know.
I understand. You had to.
I had to. Ali screams at Sam. John's sister? Yes, John's sister confronts Sprite about the hotel pick. And I just wrote, my God, I love this show.
And we haven't even gotten to chicken yet. I love you, chicken. I'm excited for them.
By the way, somebody asked me if I have a thick and nugget update. I do not. I do not. I'll get one though.
Do you have to call them again?
I might have to. I'm gonna be like, look, here's my number. You call me every move that cat makes.
I want to know about his swimming lessons. I want to know.
Text me all the pictures you can.
I want to know how his weight loss journey is going. I want to know how his adoption journey is going. I want to know everything.
I'm going to be Thick and Nuggets advocate, and I'm going to make sure I want live feed on him because I want to make sure no one is fat shaming him.
No, we're not fat shaming him. No. We love Thick and Nugget. At his size, we just want him to have some cardiovascular health.
Yes.
So he's swimming in his little vest. Oh, God, I love him so much.
I can't even think about it.
I love the fact that you're like, I want to sponsor his adoption. They're like,
no need.
You don't have to worry.
No need. There's 85,000 people. Yep.
Why can't we adopt him? Amy, why don't we adopt Thick and Nugget? You and I can share him.
You know I can't have a cat in this house. My dogs do not make it possible. So you can adopt Thick and Nugget, but you have to keep him away from Toby.
Toby, I know.
Is
Hashtag
Toby
justice
the
for
aggressor?
Leo.
Yes. Keep him away from Toby at all costs. So maybe I got it. You and Todd need to move. You need to get a 4th bedroom.
Okay. And that'll be Thick and Nugget's room.
Thick and Nugget. And I can come and visit him in the bedroom.
Absolutely. Anytime you need. Last night we had a friend over for dinner and Toby was doing sexy time. And so I told him how you did the play-by-play during couple to thruple and how you just Todd's like, every once in a while Amy will just be like, #justice for Leo.
Yes, because I demand it. Leo's done nothing wrong.
Nope. Leo's just sitting there minding his own business, getting sexy timed all over the place.
Do you think we'll get a couple to thruple season 2? We're gonna get one, right?
We have to. I just don't think it'll be till next year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think they made a second season while the first one was happening or until it was done because they had to see if people liked it.
Do you think spicy ramen and Sprite can be in the same room together?
No, I think that's a matter-antimatter situation, and I think they would self-destruct.
I do too.
Regular ramen would be fine.
Yes.
It's when spicy ramen's activated, he and Sprite cannot be in the same orbit.
I agree.
Oh my God. Can you imagine the two of them just like queening out, pissed off queening out over each other?
Love it.
Oh my God.
I'm here for every minute of it.
I still love spicy ramen, even though he didn't love us.
Same. Well, we did drunk text him. So
we did drunk text him.
There's that. All right, guys. If you haven't already, please consider supporting the show. You get a ton of content on Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscriptions. You can leave us a 5-star review. You can share the show. Anything you can do to help us grow, we really appreciate it. We are the little podcast that could, and we are chugging up that hill.
We are past now, Amy, the little podcast that could.
Well, we're still the baby podcast.
We're still the baby podcast, but we're past like that. I think I can.
We're second trimester.
We're second trimester. Yes. Yes. We are no longer in our first trimester. We are moving forward.
It's safe to start telling people.
We can tell people about us well because we're in the safe zone.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We like that. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.